It's time to get a cup of coffee and start the day with a bit of Marvel Contest of Champions news and information. Cheers. The MCN today is brought to you by the letter B for boobs. No, it's for bugs. Whether you find these bugs or not, Glykhan, which to me, it was like phlegm. Like you get another word for phlegm. It's like Glykhan. It's kind of like, I don't know, a lot of these names like Cerastis, which sounds like ass tits. Like I don't know where Kabam are going with their naming in future with stuff. Lotan. What's next? There's probably gonna be like an enemy boss called Anal or something like that. But look, Glykhan, oh, I've got some glycan in my mouth, in my throat, even. Right, so is there a bug? Yeah, there's a bug with the Crucible at the moment. There's something here. His animation from his animation from phase 2 to 3 didn't trigger, and he's stuck on 1 HP in phase 2, and there's nothing I can do to advance. I've seen a few people have this particular issue, and yeah, it's a problem. It's a real problem at the moment, but it is being looked into. Trying to get this sorted for you. Just shot you a PM at your own convenience, and I don't know whether there's like, is it account specific, or maybe it's something that Kabam can do to kind of like, I don't know if it needs to be fixed. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed in the wacky world of Marvel Contest of Champions. I don't think Kabam have given an answer for that revive point Act 8 Crucible issue, which presents a different option. Because at the moment, like I've had to do, like my guide on Crucible point farming doesn't include revive points, because if I did, it makes no sense against, like you could be like, if you get 10 points per revive, then you can just do, what is it, like 200 revive, spend 200 revives in Crucible, and you've got the top end of the realm points. But because nothing's been confirmed, I can't do anything. I can't make a guide going, yeah, just use revives. Or can we guarantee that you'll actually get points? And also, will other people get compensated for the points that they've invested against like the revive base usage in that? Watch this space, I guess. On to a different subject now, and the forums, as we know, don't look what they should do. They don't look like at all. They don't look like how they should do. So what's happening? If you follow the MCN on Friday, we talked about the issue is with the host. It's not with Kabam. They have got something, and a little bit more clarity. This was interesting. So update here, our forum provider is updating their back end, and they're getting like an anal tightening or something. And the long and short of it is that our legacy custom theme essentially is being sunset, right? So yeah, it's like if you're using a piece of software and you've got, say, the 2025 version, no, the 2024 version, and you love using the 2024 version, but it's like, oh yeah, you got to upgrade to the 2025. Well, I don't want to upgrade to the 2025. I'm happy with 2024. It's like the people that were so happy about, what was it? Windows 10. People like Windows 10, didn't they? And then when it was like Windows 11, it was like, yeah, I don't want to update to Windows 11. Ain't nobody want to update to Windows 11 because everyone loved the way that it kind of like operated. So it's kind of like that. Oh yeah, you have to. Oh yeah, now I've been forced to upgrade. Oh, everything's broken. There are some useful features in the new updated version, which we're looking forward to rolling out. But right now, there's some weird clashing between a few of our remaining legacy custom elements and the new system, trying to work through and clear them up. We'll provide some updates when we've got them. So this will be a continuation at the moment until it's actually fixed. And again, to those that are going, why is Kabam wasting development time on this? They haven't wasted development time. Effectively, the company, the host company, has wasted Kabam's time, and therefore, as a result, have wasted the community's time. We need to point fingers at the right people here, and then we need to go for them, fisticuffs and all that. Take them around the back of the bug sheds and give them a knuckle sandwich, which does sound like you're inviting someone to fisting, but we've got to move on. Onto a very real situation. If you've seen the Fintech guide that I put out, or the guide to Fintech, yeah, go to channel, click button for person. No, the Fintech challenge. I love that challenge. There is a way to cheese it. If you've seen the video, massive support on that video, by the way. Thank you very much for support around that guide, because you don't have to approach it in a very literal sense. You could either go up with a 7-star, 6-star version of any champion and then just slightly just go like a little punch against the enemy with like a 2-star, a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, or 6-star, or a 7-star if you've got it. But there's a very real situation around if you don't have the specific champion. And that, of course, creates a bit of an issue, which you can see Monte Carlo has here, who says, I don't have a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6-star absorbing man. That's a very real thing for a lot of players. I would really recommend anybody to hit up, say, the crystal stores and the jewel crystals. This is why sometimes it is good to hoard crystal shards and stuff, because you can wait around for, say, a 6-star cosmic jewel crystal, a mystic crystal, a mystic 5-star crystal, a 4-star crystal. Save your shards. Go to Traders Outpost, go to the Battleground store, go to various locations, get content done, use those particular shards, open up crystals, and you might stand a chance. That's not that's a pretty vague like tip. Yeah, and I do agree, but like, what can you do? Kabam haven't given out any kind of selectors like recently. So you have to be careful. You have to kind of like see what's out there. If there's an abyss level kind of like nexus of some description, go do it. I wish you well, because it's not exactly easy, and I do feel for anybody that has lost out as a result to get certain points, to get realm points as well. Like, it's a very real thing to kind of go, oh, well, you'll miss out on some of the, what is it called? Realm Summoners Fest points. There's 60k in there, for God's sake. I don't think that is that mocking. I don't know. Yeah. Don't worry. Even if you have a 2-star absorbing man, get him into this. Use some other champs to take him down to 1% and use abs trying to finish off. What was that? Is that out? Like, when did I post my guide? I posted my guide on the 13th. So you know, but they didn't read, did they? What does that say? I don't have a 2-star. I don't know why I said it like Matt Berry. Then a 2-star. Not good, is it? It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I do wonder whether or not Kabam could reach out and kind of give this player just a 2-star. You know, he's a Valiant player with 2.5 million rating. And I'm not saying, oh, just give him out anything for free. I'm just saying that it's a 2-star, for God's sake. It will just allow him to do the challenge. Maybe Kabam could have given lower starage rated versions of the champions out, but also, as I said, follow the process that I kind of said about going to grab some of those shards if you are a bit stuck at the moment to get this challenge done. So I don't know if you saw recently, Kabam massively changed the Crucible Rebirth event to have like less points. Yeah, it was 500 million, which you can see there. And they bumped that down, or not bumped that down to 175 million points overall to get for the community, which is surprising. It's surprising in a sense of the amount of points investment, which is 2,000 per player. If you kind of whittle that down, and we're going to do some math, everybody. We're going to do some crazy math. So if you do everything in the Crucible Rebirth event, right? Do Act 8 Crucible. It is 2,000 points, right? All the objectives and the mini Crucible as well is 2,000 points, and defeating the other bosses is 2,000 points. So that will get you there right to the very top. However, what we have to do is also see about active players, because effectively we're doing this. We're doing 175 million divided by 2,000. No, you're probably going to is 87,500. This implies that 87,500 potentially active players are doing the Crucible Act 8. Otherwise, they ain't going to make it at all. So, do you think 87,500 people will be able to do the Act 8 Legendary Crucible? Or the normal difficulty? It's not just about that. Then we'll have to kind of like see. But I'm glad they lowered it, because what is it? Like, what was 500 mil broken down? Divided by 2,000. We probably could have done the sums. 250,000 players actively in this event. Now, maybe Kabam looked at the sums and went, do you know what? not many people are actually engaged with this on our numbers, and I don't think the community are actually going to make it. Well, I'd love it if we made it, and we more than likely will. So Kabam have come in clutch with adjusting compensation for the Summoner's Fest realm points to obviously get us that, and of course this instance right here. Now over the weekend, clarity is the word. If you saw my video that was looking into the dev diary about the new types of adaptive difficulty, alliance prestige, and other stuff like that, I ultimately left that bit of coverage and reading it thinking I need more information from Kabam. There's some stuff that just that's not being clarified. I definitely think that one of those was, well, how does the lower progression and grabbing all the lower rewards work? Effectively by doing one particular difficulty, which by the way, I love, rather than doing what I'm doing now, which I'm farming lower content to grab units, but I'm using my energy refills in order to do it. Now, what I could do is largely save my energy refills by doing one specific quest, providing I get in one given time 600 units. However, there is a point to this. If you're unable to get all of the difficulties done, say for whatever reason you are limited to one specific difficulty, like say Kabam are saying to you, player, you can only do the uncollected difficulty, or you can only do the proven, whatever the conqueror difficulty, let's just say conqueror difficulty. But say for whatever month you would want to do, say, the uncollected difficulty, then you are kind of like unable to make that, you kind of feel you're not able to make that jump up, or Kabam have dictated to you how you're going to jump up. So therefore, you might not have a greater opportunity to grab all of the units you should be entitled to. But does it work like that? Like, I am asking more questions of myself and how Kabam have presented this on unit acquisition, the amount of energy-based injection to do this, and also how does the prestige element work? Because that's something I kind of touched on, but maybe didn't go into greater detail. This might be quite damaging for free-to-play players if we're talking about how top 30 champions dictate what difficulty you do. Like, I want to make sure as a non-spending Valiant player, I'm able to do the most fair but also rewarding content. However, does somebody that's a Valiant but also spends be able to have access to a piece of content that is a little bit better rewarded? That's what and that's the point, isn't it? From this is I left that thread or that discussion dev diary asking more questions and ultimately confused than I ever thought I would. The confusion Kabam creates by not explaining things thoroughly through does then branch off into other things. I definitely don't agree with this. Don't care about the unit change. Well, you should care about it, but less units check. Well, nothing was confirmed about that. Normally in a event monthly, there is 150 units allocated to, let's say, roughly about 4 of the difficulties, and then a little bit for Valiant difficulty. So effectively, we're between 600 to 700 units per month, which needs to be sandwiched back into this quest in some sort of shape or form. But will it go into the daily quest? Well, again, like we left that dev diary about what was changing with more question marks. Energy refills, again, big question. Kabam say it's going to save us on energy refills. This is going to save us on time, but is it going to give us the units that we had before? Just more questions and confusion, and I think Kabam need to work on clarity whenever they're doing stuff. It's great to explain things, but you need to go into more details. This game requires way too much detail to explain to the community what's going on, and Kabam need to up that game with explaining everything. And of course, the same thing with the prestige going forward for the top 30 for AQ and raids. Like, this is a big issue that could affect free-to-play in theory. But the in theory implies that alliances are going to be have requirements of a certain type of prestige that would be applicable for your alliance. You're like, okay, I want to join this alliance. Yeah, but you've got to get these top 30 champions based on prestige to elevators, blah, 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 blah. Does that count? Will it count? Again, we left that dev diary going, more questions than answers. And that, again, is the problem that I have. So my urge to Kebab is to improve your clarity, really, because it just leads for people to kind of like interpret stuff, and unfortunately interpret stuff in the most correct or incorrect way. Let us know about how it affects the units and impacts the units. Let us know what the rewards are in these particular new things that you're doing, so we know what's happening, so we don't flip out, so we don't get annoyed, so we understand the process, so therefore we can comment on it correctly without jumping to so many different conclusions. Either way, we've ended it with, what the heck was that? More information needed, and we'll have to wait until it actually goes live to actually have a comment on it. Anyway, that's been the MCN for Monday. A little bit of opinion, news, and other stuff like that. What are your thoughts on some of the topics raised? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.